And checking in how you're feeling this morning. How is your emotional state? How is your mind? How is your physical state? Maybe people here in this room feeling already some sore muscles from exercising, from practicing, from surfing. So letting it be all here, all what is. Connecting with breath, letting yourself landing in your body. This chattering mind, millions of ideas of how it could be, how it should be, how it would be. Letting it rest for a moment. Breath gently flowing. While you start lengthening and deepening your breath, maybe you want to put one hand 2-3 centimeters below your belly button. Then you can feel this part we hardly use for breath. So you want to filling this belly, letting your belly grow forward, feeling your kidneys, the back of feeling your lungs, letting yourself inhaling, feeling this rising in your spine, and without losing the length in your spine, bringing your belly back in towards your spine and gently internally lift it up towards your heart, activating your pelvis floor, Mula Bandha, naturally. Inhaling, letting your belly growing forward, filling your kidneys in your back, your lungs, the backside of your heart, until your clavicula filling your body, and with your exhaling, bringing this belly in, really deep down, bring it in, and internally, as if you can lift your belly button towards your spine and up towards your heart. Maybe you can feel this movement in your Mula Bandha, pelvis floor. With your next inhaling, take a count of 2, 3, 4, 5, holding for a moment. Exhaling, bringing your belly in, inward, inward, lifting it up with your last 2, 1, holding. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And taking this whole time, we have this tendency to snapping in and exhaling, collapsing. So taking this time of inhaling gently, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, filling yourself up. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Internal lifting. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take this whole time for exhaling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding. Exhaling 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing, activating Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, your diaphragm. Last round. Inhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing your pranayama, entering your natural breath. I know pranayama is very often the time come on, can we start moving? I don't want to do this. If you want to practice yoga, pranayama is as that important as squeezing yourself into the most difficult pose you can. If you want to practice, you want to practice with care, with awareness, with concentration, following this 8-limb path of Patanjali Yoga. And we want to start moving, interlacing your fingers, rounding your spine, opening your palms of your hands and giving yourself a sweet, nice little stretch. Inhaling, arms over your head, lifting your shoulders towards your ears. Exhaling, release them down. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, release them down. Inhaling, lifting your shoulders. Exhaling, release your shoulders. Stay here for a moment. With your exhaling, turning to your right side, gentle twisting, right hand in line with your spine, left hand outside your right knee. Find the sweet twisting. Rachel, good morning. Anna, good morning. Breathe. Belly button is breathing. With your next inhaling, coming back into your neutral, your arms over your head, interlacing your fingers, bring your hands on the back of your skull, closing your elbows, chin meeting your sternum, Ilyana Bandha. We have these 3 layers, horizontal layers in our torso, and we call these bandhas to help to activate these bandhas. You use physical movements. Inhaling, taking weight away, opening your elbows and gazing with your heart towards the ceiling, spreading these elbows towards the side. Inhaling back to your neutral, releasing your hands, interlacing your fingers, swapping this interlace. And you're rounding your spine, really rounding, pushing your belly back, your heart back, inhaling your arms over your head, releasing your shoulders, finding a sweet little no in your neck. And a yes, gazing towards your hand, exhaling, sternum, inhaling up, exhaling, sternum. Inhaling up, exhaling, turning to your left side, right hand outside, left knee, left hand in line with your spine, gentle twisting, saying good morning, with movement, with breath. Do you allow yourself to concentrate of all what is, or is your mind wandering, planning your day, thinking about yesterday, or what could be, should be, has to be? Bringing your mind, resting with what is. Inhaling, coming back into your neutral, arms over your head. Exhaling, bringing your arms towards your side, lifting your shoulders, rolling them back and down. Inhaling. Exhaling, one more time. Exhaling, arms on your side, sweep your arms over your head, releasing your right hand, spreading your fingers, reach with your left arm. Pinky finger towards the floor and see that you do not falling forward. You want to stay. Maybe you do not go so far. Observe your body. Reaching with your arm while you're rooting down from your seat. Inhaling, flowing back into your neutral soft touch of your hand. Exhaling, bringing your prayer in front of your chest, closing your eyes for a moment. And maybe very spontaneously, there is one thought, one wish, one desire you're longing for yourself to implement in your life, to change in your life. Set this desire, this wish as intention for today's practice. Maybe it is simply to be, whatever, a better person. Maybe you're struggling with something you would like to release. Maybe you're wishing something for such a long time. Make this as your intention for today. Wishing is quite powerful. Focusing is very powerful. Inhaling your arms over your head, exhaling, releasing your left hand and reach with your right arm. And feeling this beautiful, nice little stretching here. You're rooting down from your right and pinky finger towards the floor, shoulder far away. Nikki, bending your elbow. This is it. Breath. And bending your elbow towards your hips, that you do not bring your elbow back and hurting your shoulder. This is it. Finding this natural movement of your body. Inhaling, coming back in your neutral. Exhaling, reminding intention. Reaching forward from your hands, rolling over your knees and planting your knees hip width apart under your hips and your hands under your shoulders, taking a couple of movements in your cat-cow. So you're rolling back your shoulders with your inhaling, exhaling out, inhaling, exhaling, fingers spreading wide. Spreading your fingers, Alex. Inhaling. And maybe, Nikki, you can try to releasing your palms of your hands towards the floor, that you're not grasping, opening this hand. Exhaling. Inhaling, opening up, curling your toes and giving yourself a tiny bit, rocking forward, rocking back, warming your hips, warming your shoulders, your knees sliding over this mat. And with your legs inhaling, lifting your seat, stay on your tippy toes. Exhaling, releasing your heels. Inhaling, lifting your heels, tippy toes. Exhaling, releasing. 2 more times. Inhaling, lifting tippy toes. Exhaling, releasing your heels. Exhaling, bending your knees and bring your belly towards your thighs, shooting up from your sit bones, spreading your fingers, giving yourself a nice shake with your neck. And from here, lengthening your legs, bending your knees, come down onto your knees, big toes touching in a gentle child pose, forehead meeting the floor. Arms resting. Do you remember your intention for today's practice? Ray, can you bring your seat a tiny bit closer towards your heels? Yes, thank you as well. Inhaling, coming back onto your knees, making sure your knees are hip width apart and your hips are over your knees, walking your arms forward in your puppy pose. You're shooting back from your sit bones. Here, you want to see that you do not fall into your lower back. Bringing your belly, Mula Bandha, pelvis floor. Your belly towards your spine. Spreading your fingers, lengthening your arms, stretching out your armpits. Coming down onto your elbows and letting yourself sliding between your elbows in your Sphinx pose. Big toes touching, inner thighs rolling towards the ceiling, spreading these fingers wide. Making sure your elbows are under your shoulders. Yes, and you're pressing your belly button, your pubic bone into the floor, and you want to lifting yourself up a tiny bit more. Hank, bring your elbows under your shoulders a tiny bit more. Yes, a tiny bit further. Rolling back the shoulders. And right, rolling back the shoulders. Bring a bit energy in your hand, in your spine. Pressing your hands, pulling them towards your heart, pressing your 10 toes flat into the floor and lifting your body, toning up your muscles. Every little muscle is working. And raise, stay with your toes flat onto the floor, pressing them flat, lifting your hips. Come on, breathe. Inhaling, coming back down. With your belly, pulling your hands towards your heart, lifting your elbows, rolling back the shoulders, soft, spreading, rolling back shoulders. This is it, breathe. Right, shoulders, cool. Exhaling, coming down, hands under your shoulders, spreading your fingers, curling your toes, pushing with your seat, lengthening your spine. Inhaling, hands sliding under your shoulders, lifting your seat downward, facing dog. Breathe, pedaling your feet a tiny bit, walking them. I can't hear very much this room breathing. Yes. Spreading fingers, Alex, index finger and thumb, pressing down, long neck, shoulders right. Inhaling, coming back down onto your knees. Exhaling in your child pose, walking your hands towards your right side, left hand on top of your right, a gentle stretch on your side. Inhaling, sliding your hands to your left side, right hand on top of your left, gazing under your left armpit. Stretching out your arms, spreading your fingers, pushing your seat. Maybe you can, releasing even a tiny bit more your arms, your chest. Breathe, gazing between your hands. Inhaling onto your elbows, sliding between your arms. One more Sphinx, lifting your heart, bending your knees, flexing your feet, pressing your belly button, pubic bone into the floor. Elbows, bring your elbows a tiny bit closer towards your ribs, pressing your hands, this is it, look at this. Exhaling, releasing your feet, big toes touching flat onto the floor, lifting yourself up one more time, toning up this body. Exhaling, releasing, pulling your hands towards your heart, lifting your elbows, shoulders rolling back and down, shoulders pulling. So you don't want to pushing your hands away. You want to pulling them gently towards your heart. And maybe you have space and you can bending your elbows, belly button, pubic bone, pressing into the floor. Exhaling, release, hands under your shoulders, curling your toes, lengthening your spine, lengthening, pressing your hands into the floor. Inhaling, hands under your shoulders, lifting your seat in your downward facing dog, stepping your feet together, inhaling your right leg towards the ceiling, staying square with your hips. Bending your knee towards your chest and reach with your right foot under your left towards your left side, taking a really nice big step towards the side, rooting down from your right hand and letting yourself flipping open. Breathe. Your belly button kisses the ceiling. Breathe. Exhaling, one more inhaling, come on, stay. Exhaling, planting your hand back onto the floor, lifting your right leg towards the ceiling. Exhaling, stepping your right foot between your hands and find your aeroplane, pushing with your heel, opening your chest, smiling in your heart. Bending your front knee a tiny bit more, Nikki, pushing with your heel. Inhaling your arms on your side, sweep your arms over your head, interlacing your fingers, releasing your shoulders, bending your front knee. Exhaling, planting your hands, stepping back in your downward facing dog, taking any movement with what you need to softening, to releasing tension, shaking your head, making some funky noises. Come on, I want to hear you. We don't do anything else when you don't do. We stay here forever. It's wonderful. We allow our kids to do this. Why not doing this as well? Come on. Stepping your feet together, lifting your left leg towards the ceiling with a huge, big inhaling. From your fingers to your tips of your toes, you're breathing. Is your mind chattering, limiting you with all these shoulds, shouldn't, have to, needs? Bending your knee towards your chest, reach with your left foot under your right, taking a big step, really daring to step. Rooting down from your left hand, and then you're letting yourself sliding open. Breathe. Belly button kisses the ceiling. Breathe. Flipping open, daring. Breathe, letting your muscles shake. Doesn't matter. Breathe. When we learn something new, there is always a shaking involved. Exhaling, planting your hand back onto the floor, lifting your left leg towards the ceiling. Exhaling, stepping your left foot between your hands in your aeroplane. So your heel is pushing back. You connect your heel with your chest, your arms reaching, your spine is long. Inhaling high lunge, reach with your arms over your head, releasing the shoulders. Bending your front knee a tiny bit more. Exhaling, planting your hands, stepping back in your downward facing dog. Inhaling, high plank. Pushing with your heels, exhaling your knees, your toes. Pulling your hands towards your heart, elbows glued to your body. Inhaling in your mini cobra, rolling back the shoulders. Staying here for a moment. Elbows, belly button, pubic bone, 10 toes. Breath. Curling your toes, lifting your seat, lengthening your spine. And from here, you're coming into your downward facing dog. Bending your knees, gaze between your hands, walking your feet forward between your hands, stepping them hip widths apart, hugging your elbows, ragdoll, swinging your elbows to one side, to the other side. Your neck long, one more time. Bending your knees, Saskia. Hang bending your knees, that you do not overstretch in your lower back. Hang bending your knees a tiny bit more. It is more safe for your lower back when you have your knees soft. Maybe you are a tiny bit tight in your hamstrings. It doesn't matter. Bending your knees. And then from here, you can folding forward, trying to lifting your seat. And letting your neck growing long, letting your eyes releasing your neck long. Releasing your arms, tucking your tailbone in while you're bending your knees, vertebra for vertebra. You're rolling up your spine while your feet pressing down, shoulders rolling back. Tadasana. Where is your wish, your desire? Can you still hold it in your heart? Arms flowing over your head with your inhaling, exhaling, folding forward, long spine, soft knees, stepping your right foot back in a long runner's lunge, gazing forward, exhaling, stepping back in your down dog, inhaling, high plank, exhaling, releasing knees, toes, pulling hands towards your heart, chin chest, inhaling in your cobra, reaching from your heart, exhaling down onto the floor, arms reaching forward, forehead meeting the floor. Letting go for a moment, softening. Pressing your belly button, your pubic bone into the floor, gaining energy in your toes, in your legs, in your hands, in your arms, in your chest, locus, lifting your legs, lifting your chest. Exhaling your hands under your shoulders, curling your toes, rooting down from your knees, lengthening your spine. Inhaling, hands under your shoulders, lifting your seat, downward facing dog, stepping your feet together, your right leg towards the ceiling, inhaling, exhaling, stepping your right foot between your hands, long runner's lunge, left hand onto the floor or using a block, right hand on your right knee, Alex, the other side, you want to twisting. And from here, you're lifting your right arm towards the ceiling, using a block when you need, or a book when you are at home, a pot from the kitchen. Breath, inhaling. Stay one more breath in this pose, inhaling. Exhaling, planting your hand back onto the floor, gazing forward, stepping slightly, inhaling, coming halfway, hands on your knees, lengthening legs, lengthening spine, long, folding forward with your exhaling. One breath, inhaling, feet chest, legs, come in your standing. Exhaling, prayer, closing your eyes. Where is your wish, your desire? Releasing your arms, sweep your arms over your head with your inhaling. Exhaling, folding forward, long spine, long, 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 long. Exhaling, stepping your left foot back, long runner's lunge, inhaling. Making sure your knee is over your foot. Exhaling, stepping back in your downward. Facing dog, spreading these fingers. Nikki, breathe. Inhaling, coming in your high plank. Heels pushing back, long spine. Stay. Breathe. Releasing your knees, releasing your toes, pulling your hands towards your heart, elbows glued to your body while you're folding forward. Sorry, elbows, glue them towards your body. Glue. This is it. Belly button pressing down. Long spine. Lifting your heart in your mini cobra or rising higher. Breathe. So see, when you have your elbows floating towards the side, what happens with your shoulders? When you bring your elbows really glued to your body, what happens with your shoulders? And do you gain more strength in your core? Rooting down from your toes, lifting your seat in your downward facing dog. Sorry, we need to come back. I forgot something. Inhaling, coming back in your high plank. Exhaling one more time. Knees, chin, chest, controlled. Inhaling in your mini cobra. Exhaling, you want to coming down. Arms reaching forward. Forehead meeting the floor. Belly button, pubic bone, connecting down, and all the rest wanna lifting up. Breathe. Inhaling, opening arms, opening legs. Exhaling, coming back. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling, and your last time. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing, forehead meeting the floor. Big toes touching inner thighs towards the ceiling, reaching around from your arms, interlacing your fingers, and you want to pushing with your hands. Your 10 toes stay onto the floor. Belly button, pubic bone. Breath, lifting your arms a tiny bit higher. And from here, you want to lifting your thighs, gazing forward. Breath. Exhaling, releasing hands, curling toes, lifting seat, lengthening your spine. Inhaling, hands under your shoulders, lifting your seat in your downward facing dog, stepping your feet together, your left leg, inhaling. Exhaling, stepping your left foot between your hands, right hand on the floor, left hand on your knee, gaze in line with your elbows, stay, or you're lifting your arm, lengthening your leg. Tadu, even a tiny bit more. Breathe, opening your chest. Bending your front knee, Saskia, a tiny bit more. Breathe, inhaling. Stay in your pose, one more breath. Inhaling, exhaling, planting your hand, gazing forward, stepping your foot, meeting both in front. Inhaling halfway. Creating an L shape, lengthening, folding forward with your exhaling, your feet pressing down, your seat lifting, your chest guiding you into a standing. And you do not want to come halfway. putting pressure on your lower back. Pressing your feet, gazing forward. Your thighs are strong, gazing up from your heart, as if there is somebody pulling you up while you're pressing your feet. When you're coming like this, you're hurting your lower back. Rolling back your shoulders, arms on your side. Tadasana. Breath. Arms over your head, inhaling. Exhaling, folding forward, bending your knees, stepping your right foot back. Maybe you want to folding your mat on your side to make a nice little cushion, releasing your toes, coming with your hands on your knees and making sure you do not bring weight on your knee. You stay long in your inner arms. Releasing your arms, crescent moon lunge. Saskia, it's easier when you get a second mat or when you fold your mat. When you have something really fluffy, it's super difficult for a joint to find stability. Inhaling. Cactus arms. Inhaling. And when you do your cactus arms, you want to bring in your elbows in line with your shoulders, spreading your fingers and lifting your heart. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhaling. Exhaling, reaching around, interlacing your fingers and pushing with your hands towards your heels, opening your chest. Stay, maybe you can bending your knee, grabbing with your hand, your ankle, flexing your foot, and find a sweet little back bending. Exhaling, releasing your hands, curling your back toes, high plank. Inhaling, stay in your high plank, stepping your feet together, your left hand under your face, turning your toes towards your right side in your side plank. Breathe. You always can release your lower knee when this is too much, or you're stepping your feet, separating them. Lifting your hips a tiny bit higher. And maybe you want to lifting your upper leg and reach with your upper arm over your head. Maybe you want to try grabbing your toes, bending your knee. One more breath. Inhaling, smiling, ray. Exhaling, planting your hand back onto the floor, lifting your seat. Exhaling. Come on, inhaling and I can't hear you. One more time. Inhaling and wonderful. Inhaling, coming into your high plank. Exhaling, releasing knees, toes, chin, chest, meeting the floor, staying here for a moment. Observing your elbows, observing your belly. Do you fall into your lower back? Can you lengthen your lower back? Inhaling, sneaking into your cobra, lifting from your heart. Exhaling in your downward facing dog, stepping your feet together. Inhaling your right leg. Exhaling, stepping your right foot between your hands. Breathe, and this time your right hand onto the floor, your left hand on your left hip, or you reach with your left arm towards the ceiling. Please use a block when you need. Breathe. Breathe. Alex, your knee is a tiny bit too far. Do not hurt your knee. Breathe. Inhaling. One more inhaling. Exhaling, planting your hand back onto the floor, gazing forward, light, slightly, really light, stepping your foot. Inhaling, coming halfway. Your breath guiding you. Exhaling. One breath in your standing. Inhaling. Exhaling your prayer, releasing your arms, sweep your arms over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, stepping your left foot back, long runner's lunge, folding your mat when you knee, releasing your knee. Gazing forward, hands on your knees. First settling in for a moment. Raise shoulders back, inner groins. You can stay here or your arms in your crescent moon lunge. Raise, bring your hips up. Shoulders rolling back. Elbows opening up, spreading your fingers and find a sweet little back bending. Inhaling, reaching. Exhaling. With your breath, inhaling. Exhale. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling, reaching around, interlacing your fingers, swapping this interlace, lengthening your arms, rounding back shoulders, pushing your hands towards your heel, hands towards your heel. Breath. Maybe you stay or you're bending your knee and you find you can grabbing. Breath. Breath. Exhaling, release, planting your hands back onto the floor, stepping back, finding your high plank. Heart between your hands, lowering down your shoulder blades. Cup this. Breathe. We don't do a flow, sorry. We want to flipping the side plank. So you stay in your high plank. You need to coming back, people in the room. And from here, you bring your right hand under your face, stepping your feet together, turning your toes towards your left side. Stay lifting, reaching with your arm, or you want to try grabbing your knee, or I can't do, grabbing your toes. Breath. Breath. Exhaling, planting your hands. You want to lifting your seat with a big exhaling. Oh. Inhaling with your nose, exhaling. Oh. Inhaling with your nose, exhaling. Oh. Inhaling in your high plank. Exhaling now, knees, chin, chest, or taking a Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling upward, facing dog. Exhaling in your downward, facing dog. Stay, breathe, harmonizing your breath. Same amount of time you're inhaling as you're exhaling. Softening breath. Breathe, long neck. Breathe, Pedro, rolling back your shoulders. Breathe, spreading your fingers, even this is it. Breathe, stepping your feet together, lifting your left leg towards the ceiling with your inhaling. Exhaling, stepping your left foot between your hands, long runner's lunge, please using a block when you need, or anything can helping you extending your arms. You bring your left hand onto the floor, your right hand on your right hip. You stay here, or maybe you can open your arm. Breathe, use a block, Nikki. Your arms are a tiny bit short that you do not compensate. Breathe. Breathe. One more inhaling. Exhaling, planting your hand back onto the floor. gazing forward, stepping your feet together in front, inhaling, coming halfway, folding forward. Remember what we considered, long leg, long spine. So with your feet pressing down, with your heart guiding you in your standing. Exhaling your prayer. And reaching around with your arms, bending your knees, interlacing your fingers, inhaling, folding forward with your exhaling, long neck. Stay bending your knees. Press, bending your knees, releasing your arms. Utkatasana, inhaling. Shoulders rolling back and down, making sure neck long. Breathe. Do not overstretch in your throat. Exhaling, folding forward, stepping your right foot back, stay on your toes, arms on your side, in your crescent, in your high lunge. Breathe. Releasing your arms, palms of your hands facing up. Inhaling. Inhaling. Inhaling, stay. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back in a nice little twisting. Stay, or your left arm reaches around, finding your right thigh, lifting your right arm and see your heel. Bending your knee even a tiny bit more. Breath. Inhaling, opening your arms, bringing your prayer in front of your chest. So you want to have your twisting here, prayer in front of your chest. Stay bending your front knee, lowering down your elbow and bringing your prayer in front. The other side, hang, this is it. Breathe. You can stay here, or you come in your full pose. You're bringing your arm towards the floor, reaching with your arm over your head. Breathe. 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 When you bend your knee a tiny bit more, your front knee, reaching back. Breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling. Coming back. Planting your hands. Gazing forward. Stepping back with a big, big exhaling. Inhaling in your high plank. Choose knees, chin, chest, chaturanga. When you would like to learn chaturanga, you're releasing your knees, you stay with your toes curled under, pulling your hands towards your heart. You're lowering down from your chest, holding your chest 2-3 centimeters over the floor. And then from here, you're pushing with your toes, lifting your heart, lifting your thighs. Exhaling, rolling over your toes in your downward. Facing up, spreading fingers, Nikki, Christian, breath, harmonizing your breath. Do you feel any tension, unnecessary? Bending your knees, Saskia, a tiny bit and lifting your seat. Yeah, breathe. Breathe. Bending your knees, gaze between your hands. Hopping, walking, stepping forward. Inhaling, coming halfway. Folding forward, bending your knees. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Breathe, strong thighs. Breathe. Exhaling, bringing your prayer, reaching around with your hands, interlacing and swapping the interlace. When you can't remember, you do it naturally, and then you bring your other finger in front, bending your knees, pushing with your hands, opening your chest, folding forward. Breathe, long neck. Breath. 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 Inhaling, releasing your arms, gazing forward. Utkatasana, lifting your prayer, shoulders. Very nice, stable. Exhaling, folding forward, stepping your left foot back, stay on your toes in your high lunge, lifting your arms, palms of your hands facing forward. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. One more time, inhaling, and your left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back, twisting, balance, finding a bind with your back arm, lifting your front arm, back arm, finding a bind, lifting, this is it. Bending your knee a tiny bit more, Alex, and pushing with your heel. Raise, Hank, bending your front knee a tiny bit more. This is it, pushing your heel, smiling in your heart. Breath. Inhaling, opening your arms, planting your prayer in front of your chest. You can stay here, or you're lowering down your elbow and you bring your hands in front of your chest. You stay here, or you want to opening your arms, reach, breathe, twist it, breath. Pavarita Pasha Konasana, twisted side ankle. Breathe, taking 2 more breaths, stay. Wherever you are, stay. Inhaling, planting your hands back onto the floor, stepping back in your high plank, lifting your seat with a big exhaling. I want to hear you. Inhaling and inhaling in your high plank. Please choose knees, chin, chest, chaturanga when you want to learn. Releasing your knees, pulling your hands towards your heart, elbows glued to your body. Stay with your chest 2-3 centimeters. And there you're pushing with your toes, lifting your heart, lifting your thighs. Exhaling over your toes in your downward facing dog. Spreading fingers, Nikki. Breathe, spreading them wide. Rolling back shoulders. Balancing your breath. Same amount of time inhaling with your exhaling. Harmonizing this breath. Guiding it. Taking it as your meditation. Bending your knees towards your chest, hopping, stepping, walking forward. Inhaling, coming halfway, folding forward, bending your knees, Utkatasana. Inhaling. Exhaling, coming in your standing, bringing your hand on your hips. We want to take a balancing pose, stepping your feet, and from here, Frishti, an inner gaze, your eyes gently can find a still point in front of you, rooting down your left side, lifting your right, opening hip in your tree pose, so your toes meeting on top of your foot, calf muscles, or you're helping with your hand, bring it in your inner groins, hands, breath. Please don't use your knee, Nikki. Come higher or come lower, that you do not press against your knee. Inhaling your arms over your head and being gentle with your fingers, with your wrists, with your elbows, becoming a big tree, nicely rooted, flexible, standing in the sun, in the rain, in the storm, day, night. Bringing your prayer in front of your chest and your knee back in your center, lifting your knee. Exhaling, planting your foot, arms on your side, sweep, inhaling, rising and rooting. Exhaling, and you want to do the other side. Left knee, open hip. Maybe you just bring your toes or calf muscles, or you can bring your foot inner groins. Making sure you do not use your knee. Arms. When you're wobbly, bring your toes down. Doesn't matter. Your breath is your guide, your inner gaze. Being flexible like this very beautiful big tree. Strong roots, strong trunk, and your leaves and branches dancing in the sun, in the rain, in the storm. When you're falling, you're allowing yourself massaging your edges, your limits. Only mind tells you it's wrong, no one else. Bringing hands, bringing your knee back in your center, lifting your knee, planting your foot back onto the floor, your hands on your hips and giving your hips a bit of a dance. Arms on your side, sweep your arms over your head, folding forward, bending your knees, lowering your seat, and find yourself balancing on your toes, bringing your hands on your knees, index finger and thumb. Please stay here, balancing on your toes, or you want to be a tiny bit playful and finding an arm balance. Your knees opening towards your side, releasing your hands under your shoulders and making sure they are not too far away and not too close to your toes. So with a long spine, when your arms letting yourself swinging, and then you're planting them in front of you. Fingers spreading wide, elbows bending, chest open. Everyone can do this. And then from here, you're lifting your seat. Stay bent in your knees, planting your knees on your upper arms. And then from here, you're letting yourself playing. Maybe you bring some weight on your hands and you're rocking back. People a bit more used to the practice. You're gazing forward and eventually you're letting your toes lifting up. Breathe. Lifting your toes. When you are used to the practice, you can jumping back, taking a vinyasa. When you want to jumping back, you want to gazing forward, you're inhaling, and with your exhaling from your belly, you want to jumping back. Try it, gazing forward, Alex. You don't gaze towards your toes. Gazing forward, you have the strength, it's more daring. Breathe. You really want to gazing forward, and from here, you're jumping back. You want to stay really with your heart open. Try it. It's a nice feeling. Hank, jumping back. You want to feel your chest. Yeah, look at this, more or less. It's more daring and coordination. Lou, jumping back. You can come down with one toe and then with one decision. With your exhaling, come on, try.
Exhale. And all the other ones, let's come down onto seat and swing your legs around, pushing your hands. It is the strength in your core and the coordination with an exhaling. Normally when we exhale, we collapse. And this is what you want to train. When you exhale, you want to be active. So you're exhaling and letting yourself shooting back. It's just something your mind needs to get around. Pushing with your hands, staff pose, short hamstrings, short psoas muscle, bending your knees, lifting yourself up, hands next to your hips, arms inhaling, folding forward, Paschimottanasana. You can use your belt when you like. Breath. In your Paschimottanasana, you want to start lengthening your breath. So you want to, like we've done in pranayama, expanding your breath.
Alex, I forgot to tell you it's 5 minutes after 9, if you want to go. But if you want to go, take 2 minutes, just really Shavasana, that you do not jump. Leg dich kurz hin und lass dich wirklich ganz kurz für ein paar Atemzüge. Inhaling, gazing forward. Exhaling, coming back into your sitting, sliding with your hands under your shoulders, opening your chest, reaching forward from your feet, from your toes, and planting your feet onto the floor, lifting your hips. When this is difficult, you can bending your knees and planting your feet, lifting your hips a tiny bit higher. Ray, do not get lazy. Breathe, lifting higher. In. Exhaling, coming back down, shaking with your hands. And one more time. All the good things we do twice, spreading fingers. It's a way to say it in German. I don't know if you have this as every other cultures as well. Rolling back, lifting hard, stay, or you start reaching forward, planting your feet, lifting your hips, breath. Lifting your hips, Taru, lifting them up, reaching forward with your soles of your feet. One more inhaling. Exhaling, you coming down onto the floor, bringing your elbows next to your ribs and letting yourself marching forward. Marching forward, strengthening your psoas muscle, your core, and you want to marching back from your hips, coming back. And you're marching forward one more time. It's a nice exercise, planting your feet onto the floor, gazing over your shoulder, making sure you have space in your back, taking a few rock and rolls, letting yourself flowing back, coming on your seat, exhaling, coming back on your seat, exhaling. If you have more energy, you're planting your feet and you're lifting yourself up, integrating, exhaling. You need to step your feet hip width apart, that you have space to reaching forward. Exhaling, coming down, and when you're reaching forward, opening your legs, lifting, open your feet,
Try it one more time when you're letting yourself open your feet, hip width apart, and you look at this. And now with your breath, one more time, you're coming back, and with your inhaling, exhaling, coming down onto your floor, hugging your knees towards your chest, softening in your shoulders. Breath. Breath. Holding your left knee and lengthening your right leg. Hover it 2-3 centimeters over the floor. Your left knee towards your chest. Your right leg hovers. Inhaling, changing side, holding your right knee, lengthening your left. Hovering. Inhaling, changing side, and you wanna lifting your chest so your nose meeting your knee. Stay. Inhaling, changing side, exhaling. Inhaling, changing side, exhaling. Inhaling, changing side, exhaling. You can working like this, or you're releasing your arms. Inhaling, changing side, exhaling. Exhaling. In. Exhaling. One more time. Exhaling. Exhaling. Hugging your knees towards your chest, planting your feet, hip width apart onto the floor, lifting your hips, lifting your arms. Inhaling, arms over your head, lifting your hips a tiny bit higher. Exhaling, coming back down onto the floor with your arms. Please repeat this 3 more times, or maybe you want to taking your wheel when it is part of your practice. You bring your hands under your shoulders, spreading your fingers wide, elbows pointing towards the ceiling with one breath. You're lifting your hips, come on your top of your head, and then from here, you're lifting yourself up. And fine, I did hit my knee, I'm sorry, can't really model. Breathe, taking 2 wheels, or please continue with your arms over your head 3 more times. Breathe. Breathe. When you've done 2 wheels, please coming down. And you first, you want to bring your feet a bit more parallel. This is it. Und dann möchtest du deine Hände unter die Schultern bringen. Genau. Und versuchen die Ellbogen hierhin. Mit einem Inhaling. Hände, Füße, und du hebst die Hüften an. Und kommst auf den top of the head. Zuerst, genau, das ist es. Und dann von hier, lifting. Du kannst versuchen, die Ellbogen, aber du brauchst es noch gar nicht. Bleib hier. This is it. Smiling. Bring das Kinn wieder zurück und komm zurück. Ich zeige dir nachher gleich, was eine einfachere Übung ist, um das zu machen gegen die Wand. Es ist super schön. Und coming down onto the floor and hugging your knees towards your chest. Planting your feet onto the floor, letting your knees opening towards the side, your soles of your feet meeting. When this pulls a lot on your hips, making a fist and bringing this fist on the outside under your thighs, where your hips meeting like a nice little personal block. Staying here for a moment. Feeling how your belly button is reaching towards the center of this planet. Your sacrum, your hips releasing.
Your chest softening. Your soles of your feet feeling this warmth. You can stay here like this, Baddha Konasana, or you come letting your legs growing long out of your hips, palms of your hands facing up, Shavasana, corpse pose. Choose what feels better for you at this moment, with your eyes gently closed. Tender integration, liberation. And there's a beautiful poem. It's guiding me through this whole pandemic times and this confusion. I don't know who it wrote, so the author is unknown. And people in cyberspace, you know it already. If the mountain seems too big today, then climb a hill instead. If the morning brings you sadness, it's okay to stay in bed. If the day ahead weighs heavy and your plans feel like a curse, there is no shame in rearranging. Don't make yourself feel worse. If a shower stings like needles and a bath feels like you're drawn, if you haven't washed your hair for days, don't throw away your crown. A day is not a lifetime. A rest is not defeat. Don't think of it as failure, just a quiet, kind retreat. It's okay to take a moment from an anxious, fractured mind. The world will not stop turning while you get realigned. The mountain will still be there when you want to try again. You can climb it in your own time. Just love yourself till then. And gently and softly reconnecting with your breath. Letting this air coming in, traveling towards your fingers, towards your toes. And find movement back. Maybe it moves into spontaneous movements like stretching, hugging yourself, or you're folding your knees towards your chest and come rolling onto your right side. And with your left hand in front of your chest, press yourself up and find a comfortable seat. Planting your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your chest. And with your eyes closed, remember your intention. Remember your wish, your desire, big, small. Remember, wishing is super powerful, full-hearted. Let's chant a last all together with a big inhaling to give energy to this wish. Inhaling. Thank you for practicing yoga with me this morning. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you very much. Enjoy your breakfast. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Thanks, people.